Ah, come back, Michelle. Um, ugh, this angle. It's just too comfy. I can't sit up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that was an excellent story. That was my dentist on the phone. My dentist was calling me because just when you think that like life can't get better, because like how could it be better than like four puking children and feeling sick and a sick husband, and your couch is leaving and your washing machine is broken. Literally, somewhere in the night last night, I was like, my tongue keeps rubbing on my teeth. This is so weird. And yeah, it honest to goodness, I was like, I think I chipped my tooth. And I can't see it. Like it looks great. I'm like, don't my teeth look wonderful? But it's like it's driving me absolutely insane. And I literally in the middle of the night, like sleep deprived, like could not stop rubbing my tongue on it and it feels terrible. And it feels like the back of it is chipped or something. And uh, this is so internet worthy. Um literally what was I talking about? I feel like I'm high. Like, am I high? The chipped tooth. I was like in the bathroom, then I like trying to see if it was chipped, which like I think it's chipped on the inside, like back here. And then like all I could think about was using like I have one of those like foot scrubbery things. Not scrubber, filer, that I was like, what if I just like put that in my mouth and filed down my tooth a little, or like I have like the pet nail filer thing. I was like, I'm just gonna use that. I'm just gonna go get that. I could use a nail file. But then I was like, no, nail file won't do the job. Like I have to get, because it's like your teeth are like a bone, sort of. So all I was like, I was basically having like hallucinations slash dreams of me taking the like dog nail file like in my mouth and just like filing down the back of my tooth because it's driving me crazy. And that was the only way I could fall asleep. So I called my dentist at some point today, and they were not answering. So I left a message for them to call me back because I need somebody to fix my tooth because it's miserable, more miserable than it could be. So the point I'm making is I had to leave the live. I was chatting with Michelle and now she's gone. And then now I get to go to the dentist tomorrow morning and have them have a look at my tooth and tell me if they can help me because it's giving me the worst, like, I don't want to say anxiety. It's just like, it's so constant. My tongue keeps rubbing against it. It feels like, not even like sandpaper. It feels like there's something stuck to the back of my tooth, which I realize is like sort of a possibility, but like I've looked at this thing from like every angle and I can't figure it out. So there's that. So things are looking up. I mean, it's going great. From what I can tell, tomorrow my husband will be home from work because he did get sent home from work today because they don't like it when you like throw up in front of them. And my kids may or may not stay home from school. They stayed home today, but they haven't thrown up since like 10 o'clock this morning. So I'm kind of feeling optimistic that that portion of this is it passes quickly. Um, And I've just kind of been hit with it like this evening. My parents came by and they were chatting and coming for a visit. And when they were like, "Oh, you're not feeling well," they took a load of my laundry, which is great since I don't have a washing machine. So, although the timing was horrible, although I feel like garbage, and so does most of my family, the twins have not yet thrown up, but we will see because they are basically super cranky and I've left them all downstairs just to like duke it out. As I can't get out of bed. Like I just feel too yuck. And I have been sick now. And that always seems like the perfect time. Just like hop on the internet. I was laying here waiting for the dentist to call me back. And they did. And I thought I'm playing this game on my phone. And I keep telling myself it's not a game, that I'm reading. So you probably get those ads like if you play other games. This one, I keep seeing the ad for episodes, but it's not. This one's not episodes. It's called My Story, and it's a cute little like read the story, and like you make some choices, but like I'm mostly in it just for the story. I don't really care about like choose your own adventure nonsense. Plus, it like costs you like points. So like every chapter you read, you get a point. But then if you want to like make a special selection of clothes, which I never do because I'm like, it doesn't actually impact the story at all how you're dressed. Like it's like a fun part of the game, but like I say, I'm treating this like it's uh, a book. I'm just reading. So I've like told myself I'm reading these chapter books and you watch these little characters walk around. But you have to wait like an hour. You have so many like lives um, that are available to you like once an hour or something. And the chapter doesn't take that long. I feel like I can't get involved in like watching a show right now. And I can't like play an actual game that like needs me to concentrate. This is this is great. And so yeah, so I was just laying here waiting for the dentist to call me back, contemplating all my life choices, and let me see, I keep doing it with my tongue. Anyways, that's what I've been doing, and I thought I would hop on and explain that I recorded some stuff to mash it into some sort of video, but it's not going to get edited or posted anytime soon. I was hoping for like yesterday. Oh, things are popping up on my phone. He wants to know if I'll deliver my couch to them. Like for free? Are you serious? Do you guys ever like try and sell stuff online? Like Kijiji or on Facebook groups? And it's like the worst. Like you post the price, you post the item, you post like pick up at this location. And then they're like, will you sell it for this much? Will you bring it to me? Will you like what does it look like? I'm not even making sense. But they like ask you all these questions that you basically answered in your post, which was like why you posted, all the details, like the measurements and the whatever. And then they're like, will it fit in my Honda Civic? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a Honda Civic. Bitch, I drive a minivan. Everything fits in that shit. But really, like, they want you to tell them, will it fit in my house? Will it look good with my wallpaper? Like, I don't know. Like, we're not friends. I don't know you. They're just so questiony. So, yeah, They literally are annoying. And then they're like, you said like pickup is in this location, but will you bring it to me? We're giving the couch away because it's starting to fall apart, and we just bought some stuff that's like kind of sturdier but like a lot cheaper and has like is IKEA stuff. Like has not the mechanisms inside because we have recliners in the current one, but they've like fallen apart in between, so you're like sitting on a wood plank. And yeah, the IKEA ones have like a slip cover that comes off that we can wash. So this is really much more kid friendly for their jumping. Hopefully they don't jump on it. But yeah, we are getting these. So we were just getting rid of these. Like I was like, who needs garbage for their garage? Like here's a perfect, it probably has mice living in it, honestly. So we saw a mouse like a little while back outside, and I've been kind of traumatized ever since. I feel like it looks like I'm bruised or wrinkled here. I don't think it's whoa, whoa. I have nobody in the chat. Um, our house doesn't have a garage, and most of the houses on our street don't. A lot of them have like, oh jeez, sheds like in the backyard for like storing bikes and the lawnmower and stuff, but not very many of them have garages, and it's pretty common. We have like a small like plastic garbage bin, like the lid lifts up and there's like garbage cans inside it, and we have one for our recycle as well. And I went out with a bunch of diapers since I do home daycare. But yeah, like we don't keep the diapers in the garbage inside. We take them straight outside. So I put on my husband's sandals, like Birkenstocks, like slip them on. And it's like just a few steps out the side door is where the garbage bin is. And we keep it pretty secure, pretty closed, and whatever. And, you know, we keep the lids on the garbage cans that are inside. We keep the lid on the bin closed. But it's not an airtight situation. And fun fact about me, I'm like terrified of mice. So I went to throw these diapers out. Like my hands were full of diapers, and I lifted the lid off the garbage can. Like I had opened the bin, I lifted the lid off the garbage can, and it's like I saw it, but it's like my brain at first didn't know that I saw it or something. And then once I realized, I screamed and I threw all the diapers and the garbage can lid like in the air. And then I ran right out of the Birkenstocks back into the house. I couldn't even like shut the door or like speak or whatever. And we've seen other little critters around. We've never had any in the house or like any evidence that they're in the house. But, you know, we live back onto a field, but our neighbors keep their garbage like right outside their front door. And they don't necessarily like close it up in any way. So, like, there's lots of times in the mornings and stuff we'll see that like probably a skunk or like a raccoon has been and like ripped through their garbage bags and like spread it out. I wish this was like a video actually so I could like insert pictures, because I have taken pictures of what I affectionately call the trash pile, because they had piled up like it was a mountain, like just a mountain of stuff, furniture and bags of garbage and rolls of carpet. They had just piled it in their driveway, and it was like we have garbage pickup every 2 weeks. So it was like every 2 weeks they would drag for like bulk pickup. They would drag like 3 items is how many you're allowed to put out for bulk pickup. And every 2 weeks they would drag 3 items down to the curb, and then the rest would sit for another 2 weeks. I want to say that was summer. It was like spring last year. It was awful. And they previously had a car that didn't move, that didn't run, that was parked. And yeah, like, we're pretty sure there was a skunk living in it because there was a skunk that was just like always hanging around. Like, we just saw it constantly, like, it walked in front of me, like when I was standing on my porch. So, like, it didn't even care that I was there. So, it was not afraid of me. And I thought it had come from kind of that area. But regardless, we know that they somewhat attract vermin, and we probably do too, just basically from being human beings that have food or whatever out there somewhere. And honestly, we feel though that they maybe we try not to attract the vermin quite so much. And I saw that mouse and I ran. And previous to that, probably in the early fall, I had seen, oh man, I had seen a huge rat. Like, if you follow my channel and you see my dog, this rat was like the size of my dog. Like, almost. Like, it was like my dog maybe like a few years ago, like before she put on her elderly weight. It was huge. It was massive. And it was sitting on top of our garbage bin. It was just sitting there. And it ran away. I feel like itchy, like talking about this. It ran away and it's all good and whatever. And I yelled to my husband, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm sure it was just a mouse. Like, you're exaggerating." Like, he's thinking it's like this big. And I'm like, "No, dude, it's fucking the size of our dog. Like, it could have eaten one of our children." And I went out to get a trap, and I'm like, "I need a big trap. Like, this thing is big. I need a big trap." And he's like, "Okay, crazy." We put the trap down. Within a few minutes, we caught something, and it was kind of exciting. So we were like, "Okay." Like, I didn't want to look at it, but I had to like identify the body. And I looked at it, and I'm like, "That ain't him. That's not him. That's not the guy. That's not the guy I saw. It can't be him. Like, I'm glad you eliminated this guy. I'm sorry to all the mouse families and lovers of mice out there, but I just can't do it." And yeah, I was like, that's not my guy. So he reset the trap, but he's like, "I'm pretty sure I caught the one you were worried about. Like, you just exaggerated the size of it." And I think it was just like the next day, the big guy came back and he said to me after, like, he didn't even try and get it out of the trap. Like, he just like had to throw away the whole trap because he was like, that thing was huge, massive. And then, like I say, just like a week or 2 weeks ago, I saw another little guy. He went out to get more traps, different, like, more effective traps or whatever. And I was like, oh, thank goodness someone is handling this business. But he caught a few, and we felt pretty good about things. It's a garbage bin, so like there's bound to be. I hate that, but like I understand the logistics of it. So then we went to get in the car. We share a car, and we have 4 car seats for our 4 children. It's a van. We drive a minivan, and we only have one. So it's our main mode of transportation, main mode for our kids' transportation. And we went to get in to take my youngest son somewhere, and the strap for the car seat just like came away. And I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's defective. Who knows? Like, it shouldn't do that. Like, but clearly it's not going to save anybody's life doing that. But thinking like, I'll contact the manufacturer. We'll see what they say. And then or wait, something, words, good. And I walked around with him to put him in my daughter's car seat, so around the other side of the van. And I went to put him in my daughter's car seat, and I saw that her crotch strap was completely ripped off. And what looked like the inside, kind of like padding or whatever, was sort of starting to be like pulled out. So I'm like, something has eaten these seats. Like, this is not a coincidence. This is not just like, oh, they both crapped out at the same time. Like, his strap was like a little frayed, but I could have excused it and been like, oh, it rubbed against something and like wore away at it or whatever. Again, like a defect, but like hers had been totally fine like the day before. And like, if you know car seats, which you obviously do, because I mean, car seats are life, you can see the crotch strap. So it's not like it was hiding and we just noticed it when we went to like put someone in it. We moved it a different way or something. Like, it's very visible versus like where my son's had ripped. It was one of the shoulder straps, but it was like the part that goes down, like in, like kind of under the bum. And yeah, so that's when I knew that something terrible was happening. And basically told my husband something's, excuse me, eating shit in our car. And he's like, I don't think so. Like, how would it get in? And that's true. It's a good point. It's the question we're all wondering about. But by we all, I mean like me, him, maybe anybody who's heard this story now. Who, I don't know if anybody is wondering. Oh my god, I'm not making sense. And so he decided to take all the car seats out and really like have a good look and see if he could figure out if and how like something was getting in. And there was like a rattling with the heat like in the dashboard. So he wanted to look at that anyways. And he took the car seats out. In the back of my daughter's car seat, where it's like the molded plastic, there was like a, I don't know, not like a hook, but like a piece of the plastic like laid kind of over, and that had a huge hole all chewed around it in the plastic. Like, if something didn't chew it, like, I don't know how that even happens. So ultimately, then we were pretty certain. I was pretty certain right from the get go. And then he opened up underneath the dashboard and found a bunch of chicken bones in there. And I mean, he's saying chicken bones, but I'm wondering if they're mouse bones. I wonder if we can have DNA testing done on those bones. So we're down 2 car seats, which is sad, but also kind of just life right now because we're not going anywhere really, not with all 4 of the kids. January is a hard month, I tell you. It's like gets you with the like deflation of the holidays, but then it also like apparently in my life gives you mice and like no car seats and a broken washing machine and the flu and like a puked on couch that's falling apart. Like, we're trying to do good things and like lift our spirits by like replacing our couch or like whatever, and it's just not working. Every time we do something, more things go wrong. And it's kind of embarrassing that I've talked to myself here for like 25 minutes. But the good news is that I bet you I have a new life on my story. So this is obviously not sponsored because nobody would ever sponsor me or this video. But I can likely go read some more of my story now. It's getting intense. And I get to go to the dentist tomorrow for them to file the crap out of my tooth. Somebody is going to come take away my crappy couch. And my parents did a load of my laundry. So things are looking up, guys. I don't know what to do with the car seat, car mouse situation, but there's a lot of good in the world at the moment. Or something. Like literally just 25 minutes of talking to myself. I should never have a problem making videos because I am just do it. Anyways, thanks for listening while I wait for my life to get better and to not feel like I got hit by a dirt car, truck, or something. I feel yucky. Anyways, we love you all.